Not being a serious student of wine, I am not familiar with different grapes and regional characteristics. And I can't distinguish all the fruits, flowers, herbs, and spices used by wine critics. Drinking wine with friends, especially when there is so-called expert present, I certainly would refrain from voicing my opinion in case I embarrass myself. This lack of articulation makes memory and knowledge building next to impossible. Since coming across Wine Tally, I learned that one can talk sense about wine without much jargon. For instance, I said yesterday, this is a recent vintage red wine from the south of France. Its fruit, acid, alcohol and tannin are quite balanced, with dark berries, dry herbs, not too complex. While the body is full, the depth of taste is just so-so. If asked to score, I give 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 equals 7 out of 10.
Wine Tally is a simple, sensible scoring system for wines. It enables every consumer to articulate one's evaluation and experience. It requires only impressions on 4 aspects of a wine: accuracy, balance, complexity, depth. Easily memorable as ABCD. Accuracy reflects how the wine meets whatever expectation you may have. As far as you know, or were told about this wine, is there reason to dispute? If not, score 2 points. If there is some doubt, score 1. If there is obvious problem, score 0. Balance is how well the components, fruit, acid, alcohol, tannin, if any, work together. If seamlessly harmonious, score 3 points. If all there but not quite together, score 2 points. If something is noticeably too little or too much, score 1 point. Obviously, no point if plain out of whack. Complexity is how interesting and attractive the flavors taste. Here is where experts wax their favorite jargon with dimensions, flowers, herbs, spices, minerals, etc. It is not necessary. Simply sum up as excellent for 3 points, good for 2 points, okay for 1 point, and poor for nothing. Of course, if some descriptive words come to mind easily, they can be useful as memory aid. But no need to try too hard. Finally, depth reflects the overall sensory impact, and best explained by analogy. The impact of a joke may be laughing out loud, just a smile, or nothing at all. Similarly, score 2 points if the wine makes a lasting impression, 1 point for par, and 0 if forgettable. Note that weight and density do not necessarily imply depth. Many delicate and elegant wines make great impact.
That is how I learned to evaluate wine, not so much to score them, but to put them in price to quality categories. For me, budget 6 to 7 points wines are fine for everyday meal. 8 to 9 point wines are worth spending more on. Obviously, affordable 10-point wines are rare, but not impossible. Be mindful that these are not perfect, so-called 100-point wines, just excellent in all A, B, C, D aspects. For reference covering all categories, there are hundreds of examples on Wine Tally's pages on Instagram and Facebook. I found them very helpful to become conversant and articulate in wine tasting. Hope it works for you too. Cheers.